Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about React Fragments. And let's just first talk about the problem that React Fragments solves. So one of the problems you have with React is that everything always has to be wrapped up in a parent tag. So again, that's why sometimes I have to do like div here, and this is in the blog page component. The reason being is that if I didn't have that div, you would have this h1, this p, and this div over here would all be at the same sort of level. And React would be like, no, you can't do that. The problem is that when I go back into, let's go to the blog page. Actually, we'll just do this. First, I'll just open up the inspector and take a look at the elements, because even in the main page, I think I have the same problem. So let's take a look at my main page. Did I have to do that there? Yeah. Yeah, same idea. Let's see here. I think the blog page is probably a better example. How about contact page? Is that an even better example? I guess so. Yeah. Contact page is probably a better example. So you can see I have this div because I want to make sure that all these, which are on the same level. Oh. So just pretty this up so that way it's clear. So see, I would have three parent tags otherwise, which would make React very sad. Okie dokie. Now, go back over here. So if I start breaking it down and taking a look down here, how my tags are put together. UL class, div. Right now it's on blog page. Let's change it to contact page. I am on contact page. Div class blog page. Interesting. Oh, I see. It's because I have it that way. Okay. But you see, I have that div here. I don't need that div necessarily. It's already wrapped in a div. Why do I need another div? I don't. So one thing they let you do, if you basically want that extra medium div to disappear, what you can do is you can do this. So let's go to the contact page. Take that div, instead of making it a div, we'll call it react.fragment. Okay, I think that's the right phrase for it. React.fragment. Now if I save that, oh, we have a little problem. Parsing error. Expected corresponding JSX closing tag for form. Did I accidentally delete the form closing tag? Where did it go? Form. Oh, I see what I did. Changed the wrong tag. There we go. This should be React Fragment. React.fragment. Save. Okay, let that render. Cool. Okay, so it doesn't. Now the one caveat or the one mistake I did here is that technically I had some styling associated with that div, so that's gone now. But basically we go here, we'll notice that that div is no longer going to be there. So if I go down here, then I break this div open. Okay, now it's just the parent div. I don't have div, then a div. It's just div. Okay, before it was div. And that's the benefit. Now that's really useful for things like lists. So let's say you had like one component that was a UL, and then you put in like components in the middle of it that are individual list items, but you don't want to have to wrap each of those list items in a div depending on how it's structured, or a table, where you may have to have. So you can use React Fragments to kind of take those layers out to make that code a little bit more elegant. But that's all React Fragment does. It just basically allows you to wrap a collection of elements that may not necessarily be child elements of each other, so that way they work, but they still have like one parent element, but it doesn't show up as a node in the DOM. That's it. There are some pretty cool uses of it, mainly with tables. So if you don't do a lot with tables, probably not something you'll be using much. But that's it. I'm going to undo that because I'd like that styling back. Cool. So let me save that. Let's make sure we got our styling back. Yay, it's censored again. But again, we'll go back and so we have div, and then there's that other div. That's the div with the blog page in it because I still have that styling, the blog page class, even though it's contact page. So div, before it was div, then h1 with the React fragments. So that's the big benefit of it. It helps make your document object model a little bit cleaner, which definitely has some value, especially as you get more and more complex websites. So that's React Fragments. I'll see you guys in the next video. I think going forward, this will be the last in sort of the core React set of tutorials. So going forward, our next adventure is going to be next.js. I'm going to do that in a separate playlist. So make sure you go look for my Working with Next.js playlist for the next series of videos. We'll be going over not next.js. Leave comments, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and again, check out my website, alexmercedcoder.com.